Hello and welcome to the Yellow Jacket Highlight Show. This is the radio crew for Thomas County Central. I'm Randy Young along with Brian Davis and Jamie Majors, and today we're going to take a look at the highlights of Thomas County Central's impressive 49-0 opening playoff win against St. Pius at the Jacket's Nest last week. Guys, again, the guys took care of business, started off strong, and never let up. What are your thoughts?
Well, I thought we really implemented some stuff this week that I liked. Offensively, we executed really, really well. We were able to pass the ball like we wanted to. Great passing completion percentage by your quarterback, Jalen Johnson, which is nice. He's really gotten better and better as the year's gone along. He had a couple of drop passes, but not as many as we've had in recent games, so that was a good thing to see. And Jamie Majors, your defense played real well.
Man, defensively, we came out, we took care of business, and we just we had Jimmy Dawson out this week, was sick, and I thought that Woodson come in and played a great game.
Yep.
I think he got player of the game on the defensive side of the ball on the
from the coaches.
thing that Coach Rogers does, and it's just getting other kids snaps when we really need them to have them to where we got that extra layer back there, when you need them. And those we've had that several times this year where kids coming in and next man up mentality, and just doing a great job of swarming to the ball. I think that's the best way to put it. Is if there's not one there, there's 10 there.
Yeah.
So, but I thought we played good in all phases of the game, and I just think that we just really outmatched St. Pius.
Special teams were really good. In fact, you're going to see with the opening kickoff here in just a moment about the D. Reddick, who had a fantastic night. The biggest thing as far as what Jamie's talking about with these guys coming off the bench, all of these big scores that Central's been able to build up over the year, a lot of these guys coming off the bench have played just about as much as the starters because of the running clock. And they've had an opportunity to get experience against the first string guys from those other teams. So it's not like they're out there playing slouches. And that has paid off. We've had offensive linemen that have rotated in, defensive linemen, you mentioned Woodson, linebackers, secondary guys. That depth is something that's becoming a big factor for Thomas County Central here at the end of the year.
Yep, and for the future, we've got 5 senior offensive linemen, and it was just great to see that number 2 offensive line come in there and went right down the field and was able to get a touchdown. I think that Coach Rogers was more excited about that drive, and it just felt good, and it just we're getting kids ready to play that's really going to have to step up for next year's team. And
absolutely,
and
or
like
maybe at some point this season
and
too.
like we were talking about, you're getting to where last year you played 3 weeks. This is our second week in the playoffs, so we've got an extra half a season of reps in for a lot of those players.
Yep.
And nobody ever thinks about that, but
it adds up.
It adds up. Instead of being a senior, now you're a redshirt senior because you got a bunch of reps, and I think that's good for your football team.
Let's go ahead and jump into the highlights. Thomas County Central and St. Pius, of course, it was at the Jacket's Nest, and a huge crowd there. Thomas County Central's fans have made a big difference in these football games this year, and this was no exception. Coach Rogers made the comment to me that the St. Pius team, they mentioned it was the first natural grass they had played on the whole year, and they were not expecting the crowd to be as into it as they were. You'll see here on the opening kickoff, D. Reddick, who missed the previous game to shoulder injury. D made his triumphant return, no pun intended. Fantastic kickoff return here. Gets us deep into St. Pius territory to start the game. And again, that's the opening play of the night. And we'll get another shot of it here a little bit slower. Just watch the blocking. The guys up in front of him just doing a fantastic job of kind of creating a lane for him.
Good block there.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah. Back behind him, in front of him.
I mean, really horizontally on the field, he's not moved within a 3-yard span just because they had so much people in front of him.
Well, and that's just fantastic teamwork all the way across. And D is as elusive as you're going to find. And again, a fantastic way to start the game. Got us in real good position. And the offense went right down the field. Here's Jalen handing off to Trey Brenton, who had another big night. And of course, as Trey is running the ball, and I know Jamie wants me to say this, watch the offensive lineman in front of him. That senior-laden group is doing just a great job of clearing things out And here's Trey.
Got Braswell pulling there.
Yeah.
Getting some blocks.
And Trey Brenton, the first guy is not going to knock him down on the spot. He's going to get extra yards. And look at the hole there. Linebacker goes head up with him, and he dives in and gets it in. So just like that, open and drive, it is 6-0. And we've kind of established the physicality, I think,
Absolutely.
of our offensive
Watch
line.
that edge block by Ronald McDowell. He's your joker, your fullback. That right there was crucial, and it was designed that way to give Brenton an option right there to be able to get to the goal line.
Yep.
But it's when they design these plays, it's putting the right guy in the right position to be able to pull, like you talk about, and just your linemen are dedicated and they stick to their assignments.
Drew Renault there with your extra point kicked it almost to Monticello. And that gets us going with a 7-0 lead, and you can see again not even a minute off the clock. So this is them on offense. And it took us a minute or two to adjust. They had a little bit of success, and there's one of those wing plays where the guy comes off that right wing, and then we got the ball back after a first down.
Yeah, they had one first down on that drive, but like you talked about, they run a triple option. It takes a little time to accommodate that.
And here's Ahmad Ponder. And this is a young man that has kind of established himself as that number 2 back there behind Trey and doing a fantastic job. He is a load. Again, he's not real big as far as his height is concerned, and he comes with a lot of physicality too. Here's Jalen doing a great job throwing over there toward the sidelines.
That's a big league throw.
Yeah, Trey Pringle, who had another big night. Again, fake it to Ponder. Now, you're not going to see, oh, there he is, Jay Jones. And Jay has had he's really come on.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
a senior. I thought that was a
I
touchdown.
thought he was too.
Yeah, we'll get to see it again, and I think you're going to see, I mean, he falls, but look at the line. Look at the offensive line.
Well, you see both of the
Unbelievable.
linebackers right there. If you watch that play again, when we faked that ball, we had been so successful running the
Yeah.
football. Both of them linebackers run straight, and that's the reason there was a huge hole there.
Here's Ahmad Ponder. Gets hit, but dove in there and got it in. And again,
He's tough.
yep.
And low, so low.
Yep.
Yeah. But
Very
you know,
early in the
he's-
second quarter.
He's had to establish himself he's done a great job. But you know, with AJ being out with that hamstring,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
man, I was really looking forward to seeing AJ running some. AJ's a great running back, but Ahmad stepped up and he has done a great job.
Now you'll watch some of the defensive adjustments here. They were down 14-0 again, middle of the first quarter, and they had to get out of what they wanted to do, which is that triple option and trying to pass the ball. And the pursuit of our defensive front and those linebackers, it just was not a good recipe for St. Pius.
Well, statistically, if you look at our defense and you look at their individual stats, you don't see a ton of solo tackles. You see assist on top of assist, and that is because these boys just group and gang tackle.
Yep.
Trey Brenton here, again, just running so physical. The first guy just does not get him. And look at the trail of white shirts back there behind him.
5, 6 guys right there.
Yep. And here's Jalen, the sophomore quarterback, delivering a strike, perfect throw to Abe Smith, but it just bounced off Abe's hands and intercepted by St. Pius. But I think Abe would be the first one to tell you he should have brought that one in.
Absolutely.
If he catches that, he's probably off to the races. That was the lone turnover of the night for us.
Yep.
Get the ball back, and now we're in the second quarter. And here is a guy who has become a weapon, Malachi Thomas, senior tight end, so athletic, and it just seems like he has a way of getting open
Oh yeah.
on every play. And Jalen doing a good job delivering the ball to him as well. And fake it to Ponder, and he's just got all day to throw. Hits Malachi
I
down
don't know how he
deep.
got them feet in, but
Yep.
he's done a
Yeah.
great job.
It's
I think he
impressive.
got both feet in.
Well, it could not have been thrown any better. Just
Oh,
a
yeah.
perfect pass.
From a
tell you-
recruiting standpoint, that's the plays you look at.
Yep. Jalen is he is an efficient quarterback.
Well, Brian,
Great
you were
job.
telling me the other night that his quarterback rating is higher than Sam Brown's was this time last
So
year.
going into this game, Jalen had a 131.2, I think, with this interception this past week. That did bring it down just a little bit to a mid-120, which is still extremely impressive. Sam closed the season last year with a 129, but you're talking a guy that has not had nearly the attempts that Sam Brown had last season. Of course, you see the touchdown there. But just the efficiency of Jalen, when he does throw the ball, he hits his mark. And that, right now, which is getting near a 70% completion mark, is so impressive as a sophomore quarterback.
And Coach Thornton just doing a great job.
Awesome.
With those guys down there.
So here we are, 5:34 in the second quarter, 21-0. And again, other than that interception, we're scoring every time we touch the ball. Here's that little crossbuck play again, and this time diagnosed. And that was pretty much the story the whole night. After that initial drive, where we kind of adjusted to the speed of what they were doing, it was pretty well over with.
I think they got 2 first downs in the first half and 2 in the second.
That's right. Here's Trey Brenton. Look at him
so patient.
directing the blocking in front of him. And there's Braswell down there in front of him trying to find somebody to hit, and he just drags people for about 15 yards, 15, 16 yards. Down inside St. Pius territory. Nice. This is a play we run a lot. Look at that. Stuck his foot in the dirt there and kind of changed directions immediately and found a lane and then outran everybody. And that's something you don't expect from Trey Brenton. But he's got as much speed as he needs. And again, that kind of elusiveness, everybody thinks he's just a pure power back. And again, we'll see it one more time here.
And notice that we have linemen in the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this linebacker thinks he's got it, and then he doesn't.
All those linemen are running down the field.
Look at him. Yeah, you can still see him.
Big Ward right there.
Yep.
He's hustling.
Trey Brenton went over 100 yards for the night and had a couple of touchdowns. Very impressive as always.
He's real efficient too.
Yes, very much so.
He should be probably in that 1,200 or 1,300 yard range
Yeah,
now.
he is. He is.
He's just under.
That's impressive.
Yeah. I mean, really, well, how many yards did he have last year? It was well over 1,000.
Yep.
So you're talking 2,000-yard seasons back to back.
Yeah, in this region too.
Splitting reps with another running back.
Yep.
So now it's 28-0, and we're just before the half. But that doesn't really matter.
Coach Rogers is never satisfied.
Because we get the ball back, and Coach Rogers being aggressive. And I wanted folks to see this. The kickoff coverage has been remarkable.
Oh, yeah.
And part of that is due to Hayden Morales and the height that he gets on these kicks. It's a near 5-second hang time when he really gets his foot up under it. So the ball's going to be caught down inside the 5. And by the time he catches the ball, look at the wall of blue that's inside the 15-yard line.
Yep.
Again, what do you do?
And everybody's always like, well, we wanted it in the end zone. If you don't get it in the end zone and you get it to the 5, but the guys are there on top of it, it's better.
Yep. So again, the result of the play there for St. Pius kind of indicative of everything they were doing. So they punt to us, and this is where D. Reddick does his thing.
Does the Iceman.
Yes, D. Ice Reddick. And
I thought right here, when he made that cut, I said, oh, he's got a chance.
well, once he got to the outside, watch the punter. He's just like, okay, this
said,
looks like a
hold
soft
on a
spot right here. But one of the things that I want to point out, very interesting, number 14 for St. Pius. If you'll watch him when D gets the ball, 14 actually has a pretty good angle on him at about the 50-yard line. And I think he would have had a shot of getting his hands on him, but one of his own players comes flying in from the left side and knocks him out of the play. So D catches it about the 25 or so. And again, thankfully, good blocking and nobody blocked anybody in the back. But watch 14 down here. He's coming up from about the 40 on the right side. He says, I've got him. No, you don't. And that's all he needed.
My man
punter
said I was
says-
hitting somebody.
That's right. I'm getting somebody.
And the punter said, hey,
Yeah, this looks comfortable right there. So D, again, about a 70-yard, 75-yard punt return to close out the second half, and it's 35-0 at that point. And you kind of felt like the game's pretty well over.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a running clock from that point. Now, the starters do get back on the field for one series there in that third quarter. And I think we got did we get the kickoff at the start of the second half? I don't remember.
You know, I can't remember.
they got it.
No, I think that's right. That's right.
They got it.
So 35-0, 15 seconds to go before the half. And now we're in the second half. And I think you're right, Jamie. They did get the kickoff to start the second. And they had to throw the football. I mean, just no choice. And you see the result. Just not in their wheelhouse. Zeke Bogan there with the
Five people in the backfield
big,
right there.
with the big tackle. Zeke's had a fantastic year. Good to see him back out there after that concussion.
Yep.
So here we are on our opening possession of the third quarter. And again, Jalen Johnson throwing it to Malachi, who's
This
just such a
here is
weapon.
pretty nasty.
Yeah. The linebacker had a shot at him, and Malachi said, "No, you don't."
And you seen 24, he got up and he just said, you know.
Yeah. 5 guys down there making the tackle, and we're gonna see that one more time.
Watch at the end of the play, watch 24, he's just going to say,
Yeah. Well, the linebacker here had a head-up shot at Malachi, and going one-on-one with Malachi Thomas is probably not what you want to do. But to the young man's credit, he went head-up with him and said, "Okay, I'm going to give it my best shot."
Head up and then heads down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, when he gets up, you'll see. Watch this.
Talking about, good luck, guys.
All right, man.
Malachi Thomas is unique in the stance that he is a wide receiver. He can run the routes, but a tight end with the physicality in his physique.
Yep.
Yeah, our camera
He's
folks
a-
kind of lost the ball here, but that was a pass to Trey Pringle.
He is like a Keon Coleman guy.
He is.
Yeah, it's a
Wide
very, yeah.
receiver. He's a big guy.
And that pass, by the way, with Jalen, he had somebody hanging on to his waist when he got rid of the ball, so it was under duress, but delivered it perfectly.
Yep.
So now it's 42-0, and only about 4.5 minutes or so off the clock in the third quarter. And what you're about to see here was pretty much what happened the entirety of the second half for them, and just not much there. We do bring a lot of guys off the bench eventually. But we put our starters back in to save the shutout.
Yep. Just worked way too hard
Yeah, this
for
is
those
a fourth,
shutouts.
This was a fourth down play, fourth down about a yard, and they ended up losing about a half yard.
Yep. And that's all you're going to see of the starting defense.
Yeah.
That's-
So now the guys off the bench for the offense come in, and as Jamie mentioned earlier, did a great
I mean,
job.
these guys are impressive.
Yeah, these are all young backup linemen down here. So just kind of watch the job they're doing. And again, they are facing St.
are-
Pius's starters.
Wilhelm's
Chris Wilhelm,
pass,
nice
great
pass.
pass.
Yep. And I think that's Wilson catching the ball there. Majay
Yeah.
Wilson, I believe.
I think 80 is Petrie
Yep.
out there.
But Chris did a good job. A defensive end gets right in his face, and he's able to get that ball kind of over him and completes the pass. I don't think it was in the thought process of we're trying to pile on here, but our guys want to play.
Yep.
So the defensive end gets right in front
It's
of
a
him.
great pass.
Gets the ball over. Nice job by Wilhelm.
That's a very small window to fit
Yeah,
that ball
Right.
in.
There's nothing wrong with your backup quarterback getting reps in a game because you never know when his number's going to be called.
That's
And so
right.
it's very important.
Absolutely.
So a nice gain down there to about the 38. And now we start running the ball. And this is Kobe Carnage, freshman running back.
Look at that hole.
Look at that.
Man.
There's a lineman clearing a path now.
Now, Colby's, I want to say he's probably maybe third or fourth fastest guy on our team. So if he squirts out of there,
He can fly.
Yeah,
Look at the blocking
Look at this
here.
hole.
It's impressive.
Offensive lineman inside the 5 blocking for him.
Backup offensive
They-
lineman. So we just take it right on down the field, as my friend Blake Brookard would say. We matriculate
Just
it down
mash
the
it.
field.
Look at that. Look at that movement.
Yep.
I'm going to tell you,
And then we bring young kicker Jones in to
Yep.
come in and kick the extra point.
done a great job.
Yep. Got it through, and it's 49-0 at that point, and that's pretty much your ball game. The Yellow Jackets just in firm control of it from the beginning all the way to the end. Very impressive performance. A couple more plays.
If
from
we
that.
finish this drive here, it's a touchdown too.
Yeah, look at these linemen finding somebody to put a hat on.
I thought for a split second if he got outside there, he probably going to take that one to the
Don't
house.
remember the young man's name here. This is number 7, who's a freshman running back as well. And again, he did a great job reading the blocking, kind of being patient like our running backs are so good at doing.
Runs
Led with a
physical.
shoulder, yeah.
Runs physical.
Another
Look
run
at that
here.
cut back there.
Yep.
That's Martin.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah. So very solid game, just to get no complaints. Thomas County Central ends up with 442 total yards. St. Pius has 46. Jalen Johnson ends up with about 200 yards passing. Very, very efficient night. Did have that one interception, but that was not his fault. And Trey Brenton goes over 100 yards again and has a couple of touchdowns. Now Jonesboro comes in. The Cardinals are 8-3. They finished up number 2 in their region, or number 3 in their region. Yep. And sounds like, based on what Coach Rogers has shared with me, very athletic. And it's going to be one of those things where our defense is going to have to be very disciplined.
They got a couple of good guys offensively. They got a couple of good wide receivers. Their leading wide receiver, number 6, he's averaging between 100 and 150 per game. So that's the favorite target. And then they got another guy that's also plays dual the safety that's getting about 100 yards a game too. They're going to air it out if they have the opportunity. But what's big, Jamie, is that your defense can get to the quarterback and limit that as much as possible.
And we've been able to do that.
Yeah.
And, of course, I hope that we'll get Jimmy Dawson back this week.
Yep.
Will help us. And we know we got that depth with Woodson. And I just think we've done it all year. We've done it against the big boys.
Yep.
With Lee and Houston and Northside. We've played in the backfield all year. So I just don't see it changing. We just got to be real disciplined and take care of business.
One thing that might come into play here, as far as Jonesboro is concerned, they have several guys who go both ways. And through the course of the night, again, that depth that we're talking about with Thomas County Central, that could be a big difference maker in this thing. The weather is supposed to be cool. Of course, we've had a lot of rain through the week. But as far as rain during the game itself, not supposed to be there. Hopefully our guys just show up and take care of business. The best news of all, if you're a Central fan, is any game that you're looking at from this one on, you just got to play the game you've been playing.
Yeah,
if you play the way you've been playing and somebody lines up and beats you, they're just a better team. But right now, you just play your game.
I agree with you 100%. I think the building of the depth is really what's going to show down the stretch.
Yep.
Where, we can rotate those defensive linemen out. We can rotate some offensive linemen in there.
Yep.
It's just our coaching staff has done a remarkable job of building that depth. And
that's rare at the high school level to have a rotation of players at positions. You just don't see that.
No, the thing about it is because in high school versus college, you play the cards you dealt. But what we have been able to do is develop these kids for such an early age. Now, you're talking about only 2 years on this coaching staff, and they grabbed hold of these kids. And like Malachi Thomas is a prime example. As great as he was last year, he has put on such muscle mass and has become so much more physical this year because of how this offseason took place. And I am so excited to see how, as our years progress and how we have done things, I'm telling you what, our guys have just become so physical and so quick. Absolutely.
Those running backs that you've seen at the end of the game, you see how they come in and they take on those hits, and they're not trying to get down. You're not running away from them. They're running just like Trey and Ponder and AJ runs in practice. They see that, and it's that's a senior leadership, because we've got some good seniors out there.
That's some pretty good ones. You've got to learn what to do. Those are pretty good ones to learn from.
And
so Jackets Nest, Friday night, 7:30, second round of the 6A state playoffs. Jonesboro, the Cardinals at 8-3 will come in. Thomas County Central, of course, undefeated right now and looking to move on, hopefully take care of our business. And if we do, we will be back here next week, and we will bring more highlights for you then. Until then, for Jamie Maters and Brian Davis, this is Randy Young. We'll see you on the radio Friday night, and go Jackets.